Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Lisa Loves Stitch and studio vlogs. My name's Lisa and I'm coming to you from Brisbane in Queensland, Australia. And today is the 14th of January. So I'm getting this video done early. I said around the Monday I was going to upload a new video, so I'll either upload it today or you'll see it on Monday. So I'm going to try this year, famous last words, to do more regular vlogs, even if it's just a smaller amount of stuff that I'm sharing, to try and share with you at least once a fortnight, so that you can rely on seeing my face, my stitching regularly. So I hope you had a really happy new year and a nice festive season. Hopefully you got a break and got some time to relax. Wayne and I had a nice break, but it was only short. So we're now on holidays again, so we just got a week off and we're looking forward to going away for a few days to Stanthorpe while we're off work. And Paris might be becoming a mama soon, so stay tuned for that, our Labradoodle, mini Labradoodle. So yeah, so that's all exciting. Yeah, so I've decided at the start of the year that I would, well, let me just say, I'm just rambling straight into things and not having it organised for you so that you know what to expect. So I have some cross stitch, which I'll show you first. Then I have some knitting, and then I'll talk acquisitions and shop talk if I've got anything at the end. I'm just doing my usual winging it. I sort of have a plan in my head, but whether that comes out properly or not, I don't know. So with cross stitch, I don't have any FOs, but I do have a new start to share with you, so that's exciting. So at the end, or on maybe January 1, I decided to do Whip Go. So late last year I did up a calendar that is a free printout in case you can't afford or don't want to buy the stitchy diary, and I've just put it in this plastic sleeve display folder that I got from Coles for $2 something or whatever, and that's the front cover I did. And this is free to print out off my Facebook page, Lilly Pilly Stitches. And so I put a page per month, and then I've left space down the bottom if I want to write notes or anything like that. And then this is what I've got so far. I've been diligently filling it in. I've put, I didn't have any stickers really. I've got some washi tape, but I don't really have any stickers. And I didn't want to go buying them, so the Fox Collection catalogue came in the mail, and it has all the cross stitch and jigsaws and all that sort of thing, but it's got all these beautiful landscape pictures and sampler pictures and different things. So I just tore this one out and tore the edges off to make it look a bit junk journal-y, and put that in for Australia Day. It's got the lorikeets and the koalas up a gum tree. And then I did have these stickers, so I put those in of the plants. And then I had this sort of still on the Christmas feel, like coming out of Christmas. So I had candy cane stripe and this acorn and like a holly berry thing up the top. And yeah, I've been filling it in. So I even made notes down the bottom. So for January, I decided to do Whip Go for the year. So we'll see how I go, because I'm not very good at following it. I've already gone off track half. But anyway, we'll see how I go. So I also put in the back here at the very end, and I have pages in the back for you to add photo album. I did make a boo-boo, so before you print it out, in the back of the calendar thing, I have a page for new starts, and I put 2024, and it should be 2023. So you can change that because I've added the Word document, so you can just mess about with that how you like and change it to suit yourself. So yeah, so I've written my whips list and new starts list, and then I did a printout of the Whip Go list from their Facebook page, and I added my projects, and they called day 6, which is my map of Scotland, and day 10, which is Sarah Newman. I didn't work on Sarah Newman because I got a new kit and I went, nice and shiny, I'm going to start the new thing. So it's my Whip Go board, I can manage it how I like. So anyway, so yeah, so I got some good progress on Map of Scotland before I got my new acquisition, my new start. So this is the Map of Scotland, and very luckily I'd lost a couple of the pages, and I've since lost it off my email, and when I changed my Etsy to my business email, I lost my PDFs on my Etsy store, so that I'd purchased. Anyway, so Stacey M. Christopherson is the of Z Stitch, XED Stitch. She kindly resent me the chart, so that was really good. So I've reprinted it out, saved it in a million places so I won't lose it again, because I don't think she'd appreciate it if I came back to her again and went, oh, excuse me, I've lost it. So this is the Farquharson clan tartan, which is from my mother's side because she's a Finlay. And I got this fabric from 123 Stitch, but do you think I can remember what it was called? I don't know. So, but it's really beautiful, hand-dyed fabric. It's a huge piece, massive piece, and oh no, I thought I'd have something to, I'll just put it on the back of that. Upside down, Lisa. We'll get there in the end. So I think this is 32 count, 36 count. It's either 32 or 36. So before I'd only just done a little bit up to here down, and now I've done all of this section here, which I kind of happy to leave it here because this is all just one color fill-in. So what I can do is next time I get a chance, you know, like I just want something when I'm traveling or whatever, and I just want to be able to just fill in, or like when I go to the, unless it gets cold again, if I go to the when I go to this stitch camp in May, this is perfect because you know, you can chat but you don't have to concentrate too hard because all I got to do is just fill in the blanks. So that's pretty good. So I'm happy with that. It's starting, you can start to see the tartan pattern coming now. So yeah, so that's where I'm up to. If I can point out, okay, so it's just this bit here that I'm up to on the map of Scotland. So just there. That's what I'm working on, so that's exciting. I look forward to when I get more into the middle because then you're just changing colours, but it's just like grids. So that rather than trying to do the outline of the edge of Scotland. Oh my goodness. So that's that one. I'll just put this away because I know what I'm like. I don't want it to get damaged. when I'm finished, I have a book that has the coats of arms in. So I'm going to do the one for Farquharson's. So the Sarah Newman had no work done on her because the new shiny turned up. So I started European Bistro. I really wanted to get hold of the Victorian Charm townhouse, but they'd sold out at Spotlight. And I just missed out getting this on sale, so I paid full price for it, but it was worth it. So this is the European Bistro by Dimensions. You may have seen this before. It's a popular one. And I'm currently just working on the window part here near the wine bottle. Just there, I'm about to get to the wine bottle. So that's so much fun. It's got a blue Ada, and I'm assuming it's 36 count or 16 count Ada. It says it's grey, but I would say to me it looks blue rather than grey. It's definitely blue, but they reckon it's grey. There you go. So the only thing, I've never done a Dimensions before, and I'm getting bamboozled every now and then because I'm forgetting to check, because it says like this symbol you do 4 strands half stitch, and this one you do 3 strands half stitch and 2 strands full cross. So I've got to pay attention to that. But here's what I've done so far. So just down here, right there is where the wine bottle starts, and that's just part of the windows. So that's what I've done so far. I'm actually enjoying it because there's lots of half stitches, which makes it go quick, except at the moment I'm working with 4 strands which want to catch. It doesn't want to go through because it's quite thick. But yeah, really enjoying that. And I feel like I just want to keep working on that. So I think that's going to be my ongoing project for now until I change my mind. But I want to make some good progress on this because I really like it. So that's what I've got going on. So it's a new start and an acquisition. And I'll put that... And luckily this bag that Rebecca gave me is perfect for it because it's quite big. So I've got this in my Sydney bag made by Rebecca. So that's perfect fit for that one. So that's all my cross stitch. I want to try next and kit up the quilter by... The quilt maker, sorry, by Lavender and Lace, because it doesn't require any beads. It's all DMC, so I think there was only one bit of treasure braid, which it was Krynic, but it calls for Krynic, but I just got this PB28 treasure braid, and I'm going to use that because it's just for the thread that she's sewing her quilt with. So I need to kit that up at some point so I can have that as a new start. So now we're on to knitting. So these are a bit... I finished Wayne's socks. They're a bit loose on the sock blockers because they're for my size foot and not Wayne's. So they're a bit loosey-goosey, but he's ready to wear them, so I thought I'd better share them so he can start wearing them. I've blocked them. I didn't really block them to say, I just rinsed them under cold water till they were soaking wet, removed the excess water with a towel, and then I just hung them on the sock blockers to dry. So these sock blockers, by the way, are from Lumographica on Etsy. They're a company based in Gympie in Queensland, so their products are really good. They're also the ones who made my corner gauge rulers. So these are the finished socks. This is a sock yarn that I've had in my stash for a few years now that I got at Skein Sisters in Sydney, and it's by an Australian dyer, but I cannot for the life of me think of the person's name, of the dyer's name, and I don't know what the colorway is, but it's really pretty. It's like teals, blues, and flashes of purple. So, and then the contrast heel and toe is in my own hand-dyed sock yarn, and this is in the rainy day colorway that I did, and I really love it. And I've got plenty left of this now that I could reverse it and do the bright blue color as the contrast heel and toe, and then this as the actual sock. I reckon I could get another pair of socks out of that. They might not be as long, but I reckon I could. Yeah, so so these I did as a vanilla. So I think I cast on 72 or 74 stitches in the round, and I think it was 37 on each needle, and then did about 2 inches, yeah, just about 2 inches, maybe 2¼ inches of 2x2 ribbing, and then stocking it the rest of the way. And I did my first afterthought heel, and I'll put the link to the video down below that of the tutorial that I used. Anyway, I can't remember the girl's name, but yeah, she has a really good tutorial on how to do it and how to finish the heel and everything, and how to pick up the stitches and all that. So after I inserted waste yarn, I went down, and I was really worried because this is my first time doing an afterthought heel, and I've never previously done the measurements for Wayne's foot, as in from the heel, how many inches to the toe sort of thing, till you start the toe and everything. So I've put that recipe that I've used for Wayne's foot, so I won't forget it again. I've put that on my Ravelry page. So if you want to check out my Ravelry page, Lisa Loves Yarn 76, that's on there as well. And the toe is the toe recipe by the Crunkled Socks pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. So I just used her umbrella type toe pattern to finish that, but it looks really good, and I was very impressed. There's not much of a gap there because I'd never before picked up stitches. The only thing I'd recommend is, she says, just pick up 1 stitch on each corner, so 4 in total when you go around the 2 needles. But in reality, you can quite easily pick up any extra loose strands to make it tighter, so that you don't have a gap there, and you just do those extra decreases. So it's no big deal. So that's the vanilla socks for Wayne, so I'm very excited by that. Plus, when you do the afterthought heel, they're much easier to fold the sock, because of the way the heel's done, is if you pull it to the side, whoops, they sit flat, so they're easier to just put in the drawer, because you can just pull them out like this, and what am I doing? Pull them out like this, and then you can just fold them like that and sit them in the drawer, because I've got inserts in Wayne's sock drawer, like a little nylon thing that's got little dividers in it, and you can, I just got it on eBay, and you can sit them in there neat and tidy, so these will fit perfectly in that. So that's Wayne's socks. What else? Okay, so then I cast on a new project. Oh, I'll do this other whip. So that was the FO. This is my current, I've left my other whip out. I always forget one thing, don't I? So this is the Worsted Boxy by Joji Locatelli. And I've just reached the point where I've done the decreases to go under the arm, and now I've just got to do the back, and then it'll be ready to join to finish off the shoulders, and then put in the sleeves, and then I'm done. So I'm very close to finishing this. This is in Malabrigo Rios Teal Feather, and this is my jumper. The only thing in hindsight, I don't like doing bottom-up sweaters. I know that. If I'd have known, I would have done double that, if not double and a half that length ribbing at the bottom, because look, it just wants to roll up. So hopefully when I block it, that will come out. But yeah, that's going to annoy me for sure. But otherwise it fits. I tried it on, it fits perfect, and it'll be a bit bigger once I block it, because it'll grow once you wet it. But yeah, so I'm very happy with my progress on that. So hopefully once I change over to the back one, I can get that done and it'll go quicker then, because the sleeves are, once you've sewn the shoulders, like once you've joined in the round and finished the shoulders with the neckline, there's only about that much sleeve to actually knit, unless I want to go all the way to my wrist, which I'm not sure yet what I want to do. Depends how much yarn I've got. I did buy an extra ball of yarn, extra skein of yarn just in case, but you know, I don't want to be playing yarn chicken. So then my next project, oh, this was in a project bag I got from a lady in Toowoomba. Does it have her name? Oh, well, I can't share that, sorry. I do like this project bag. It's like a bucket tote. And I love the retro fabric. Totally takes me back to my childhood. This bag that I have is one I made recently leading up to Christmas. And it had leftover flamingo fabric. And then the lining is in this pretty pink fabric. This one's quilt cotton and this one's more like a canvasy type stuff. And so this is my 4th of July colourway that I dyed myself, which is here. That's really nice. So I'm making the Musselburgh hat, however you pronounce it. And it looks like that. And the pattern is by Isolde Teague, and it's basically you knit from one end to another end and then turn it in on itself, so it's like two hats in one. So you knit a lining almost. So, well, you knit a lining. I'm just seeing if there was another picture. Okay. So there's some other stylings of it. But yeah, so you start at the crown and do the increases, then you knit twice as long as what you need, and then you do the decreases to finish the crown off at the other end. So you've got two, like a big tube with two ends on, and then you just push it in on itself, and then you can put it on and then roll it up like a brim. So it's all in fingering weight yarn, and you basically do it on a gauge recipe, which I'm not comfortable with because I'm not good yet at reading gauge, but I did my best. This is one of my progress keepers. It's a little clock. I have them in pink as well. It's enamel. And that's basically what I've done so far. So I'm still working on the increases. And it's turning out really good. So I used the Emily Ocker's cast on, so that it is like a magic loop method with crochet, and it took me a couple of finds to find the right tutorial for Emily Ocker's cast on, because some people are trying to teach you that don't do crochet, and so they make it sound more complicated than it is. But it's basically magic loop, but you're leaving the little loops on your crochet hook. Then you put your knitting needle in. So yeah, I'll put yeah, so anyway, so at least I've done that now. It was a bit fiddly and I had to restart it a couple of times. These are a bit short, so I went today to get some new ones and then I picked up the wrong size. But what I'm going to do, it's only like 1/4 millimeter difference. Like it's, what is it? These are 2.25 millimeter, and I got a longer cable with 2.5 millimeter. I think there's enough. This can be on the inside of the hat, so no one's going to see it if it looks a bit slightly different. So I'm just going to use that because I'm not going to try and hunt down more knitting needles. It's too hard. So they're my Gu 2.25 millimeter needles in my new project bag that I made myself. I didn't bother putting a lining. I mean, I put a lining, but I didn't bother putting interfacing in there because I honestly don't mind it being squishy, because it squishes down into my handbag. So when I'm out and about. So that's my knitting. Oh, better put that over there. I've also printed out, because I want to have a new start today, is the Petite Knit Sophie scarf I want to do for my friend and Rachel, and that's it there. And I thought that'll be a really quick knit, and yeah. So I went to, let's go to acquisitions. I went to the yarn. So prior to Christmas, I put in an order for 6 skeins of different coloured yarn, DK weight yarn, for making hats for my 3 colleagues in my team for Christmas next year. I'm going to start making them now, and then they'll be, as soon as they're ready, once they're all 3 done, I'm just going to give it to them early so that they can use it this winter, hopefully. So I'll show you that yarn as well. Just dropping stuff everywhere as usual because I'm like a bull in a china shop. So I'm just going to get this yarn out so you don't have to listen to any longer to the crinkly paper bag. Right. Firstly, this is the yarn I want to use for the Petite Knit Sophie scarf, and it is Butterfly Bush AC 280, and it's from the Fibre Company and made in Peru, and it's a DK weight, 60% wool, 20% alpaca and 20% silk, and 145 yards or 133 meters on a skein. So this is beautiful. It's not cheap per skein, but I only need one for this. I only need 120 something meters for this one, so this is just enough. And it's a gorgeous yarn. It's like real heathery with little naps going through it, and it's like grey with these beautiful sort of bright turquoisey blue fleck through it, which I thought is subtle enough, like a neutral with grey to go with most things, but then it's just got this pretty pop of blue. So, and it's so nice and soft on your skin. It's really lovely. I think I'm going to go and get some more of this when I do the scarf up and make myself something, like another Sophie scarf for myself. Yeah, really nice. So soft. So that's that one. Sorry, I shot that towards you at 100 miles an hour. It probably scared you. Yeah, so that's that one. I like the twist in it too. Okay, so that's that one. Then I got 2 skeins of each of these. So this one is, this is all Soxier DK by Coop Knits, which is fibre spates. And I got 2 skeins per thing, and it's 75% fine superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. So I thought that's handy for the guys because they don't need to shrink their hat in the wash or worry about that. They can just throw it in the washing machine. So this one is in the Demeter colorway, and it's gorgeous. It's a bit darker in reality. That's better. That's more the color. But it's got all different shades of, like, heathery shades of green in there, dark, light. It's really beautiful. So that's, I picked these colors based on the guys that I know that's what will suit them. So hopefully that's what they think will suit them when they get it and they'll like it. But they can always swap with each other. And I'm thinking of doing a Jodie Brown hat, the one with the cables in. But I don't know yet, so I'll decide. But I need to cake these up. And it's really soft, super soft. So that'll be nice on their head. So that's that one. That one's for Brian. This is for my boss, Hani. It's called Tartarus. And it's a beautiful heathery grey, like a charcoal grey. But there's some lighter tones in there. So that's really nice. And then this one for Cohen is a lovely blue with light, very pale blue. Makes me think of like a sky blue, like if you were at Cornwall or something. And it's a really beautiful colour. So that squishy goodness is what I got to make hats. And I love a cabled hat. So, and then the only other thing I got there was, which I got some ChowGoo Swiv 360 twist cable and lace tips, and she gave me an alcohol wipe to wipe the cable down because it might be a bit sticky from being at the factory. So that was handy. And they're 3mm tips with a 93cm or 37-inch cable in the small size. And then I got 2.5mm ChowGoo 80cm or 32-inch cable needles. And that were the wrong size for the Musselburgh hat, but I'm just going to use them anyway. And then these were 2mm, which I wanted 2.5mm new sock knitting needles because I had these ones and they were coming apart, so I had to throw them. So I'm a bit disappointed because they're a bit smaller than I wanted for making socks. So I don't want to make the socks too small. So yeah, I might look for another pair that are actually 2.5mm. But I do have those other ones on my Musselburgh hat, so they are back up, so technically I can get away with this. So anyway, so I've got those Knit Pro ones. So 2 lots of ChowGoo and a Knit Pro one. And yeah, so that's basically that. The other thing that came in the mail the other day that I bought was the Mindful Life Journal, 7 minutes a day for better, more meaningful life. And it's like gratitude, but it's more prompts, like worksheets that you do each day. And it has some illustrations in there. And then it's got things like you can put the date. So I thought I might photocopy it to put in my journal. Because then you can circle off the day, put the date and the time, and then it says I feel, and then you can choose what word you want. So I feel confident, defensive, fearless, hateful, open, outraged, thrilled, unhappy, and it's got different words: appreciative, apprehensive, energetic, fidgety, jovial, leery, rejuvenated, resigned. And then it goes, this morning I am grateful for. And then it goes, I will make today enjoyable and interesting by doing whatever. I will help others by. Today I was energized when, and then you can put the time in. and then my energy dropped when whatever happened, and then this evening I'm grateful for. So it sort of takes you through the day, and it's meant to last 3 months, but if I photocopy it, I could just do it either for 3 months or reuse it again and do it all year, you know. So or Wayne could use it if he wants to have a go at it. Then it's got these little activities like exploring your emotions, like little worksheets and things like that. So it wasn't very expensive. I think it was like, I don't know, $14 or something or less. And it's a Better Life journal. That's what the producer is. betterlifejournals.com, and I found it online. I think it was at multiple places like Amazon and the Book Depository and stuff. So I got that. So far I've been using my journal page markers that I had. I'll just show you this one. It's a paper clip, and I've just broken it down into days using washi tape, put the date, and then 3 little dots for 3 things I'm grateful for. And then this is one of the cutouts, like from a needlepoint picture from the Fox collection. But yeah, all throughout I've just used my washi tape, and yeah, so I might take photocopies of those pages and insert them into my journal here. I've run out of double-sided tape, so I need to buy some more of that. And then I've got my everyday diary, which I'm also using my journal clip, and let's see, I've put more pictures in just using the washi tape. So I just spread them out throughout the book, and I still have some left over that I can put in later in the year, because you've got to leave something. Wait a sec. So I put my spare cutouts from the magazine, the catalogue, in these little bags, and then I put it on a D-ring, and then I've used my journal charm. It's got a little pink enamel cross, a little white enamel little flower, and then this floral cross capuchon. So these are available in my shop, just the charm, not the D-ring, but the charm, and the 2, it comes with the 2 jumbo paperclip page markers with the ribbon on, vintage ribbon. So they're available in my shop. But yeah, I thought that's a way I can use it. And then I just hang that on my cupboard in my sewing room, and I can grab it whenever I need it to add more pictures to my journal. And I've got all my washi tape and some of these that I got on Etsy, a little autumn mushroom, and it's got acorns and all that sort of thing in there, like washi stickers. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing every day. And then I've just been going through my diary for my daily diary, putting a bit about what the day starts like what the weather's like, sort of thing, just something to look back on. And then I put a quote from the Bible in there, and something, it might be not relevant, it might be relevant, and then I just sit and read a chapter from the Bible, and then I start my day, and it's been really good. It's been like a peaceful way to start the day. I already get up early anyway with my dogs, so yeah, so I've been really enjoying that. Yeah, so that's all for this fortnight. I'll try and take some footage when we go to Stanthorpe, so that'll be exciting, and we're having 3 nights there, I believe, and yeah, really looking forward to getting out in the countryside and I noticed there's a quilt shop in town, so definitely we'll be checking that out, because I found online they have this really cool Aussie fabric with, you know, like the I think it's got a bin chicken on it as well, like the ibis, and it's got the rotary clothesline and the barbecue, and yeah, just real Aussie icon stuff. So I'm going to see if I can get a fat quarter of that to make up a bag or something. But yeah, that's all, folks. So I hope you keep well, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye.